You can track your meals perfectly all week, but 3 casual drinks on Friday night will completely stall your progress. And here's why that innocent glass of weekend social lubrication juice is secretly sabotaging your entire physical evolution. Because we need to look at this strictly through the cold lens of human physiology rather than throwing around useless moral judgments or lifestyle lectures. When you pour that liquid fat preserver down your throat, your liver immediately views this as an absolute emergency because ethanol is essentially a metabolic toxin. And your biological machinery drops everything it's doing, hits the total pause button on burning fat, and focuses entirely on processing the chemical happy juice. And the liver converts this metabolic shutdown fluid into acetate, which your body rushes to use as its primary fuel source until it's cleared from your blood. And while your system is cleaning up the chemical aftermath of happy hour, the actual fat-burning furnace you worked so hard to ignite is left completely dormant. And to make matters worse, these stealthy liquid progress melters completely bypass the standard signals that normally tell your brain your stomach is full. You can swallow hundreds of liquid calories in minutes without triggering a single mechanical stretch receptor, leaving your primitive appetite utterly unchecked. Your brain simply does not register drinkable energy as real sustenance, meaning you are stacking a massive caloric bill directly on top of your daily food intake. And then comes the real psychological kicker, because alcohol systematically dismantles your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for your ironclad discipline. So after a few rounds of social poison, your carefully constructed boundaries dissolve into thin air and your long-term goals suddenly feel completely irrelevant. And suddenly, the midnight fast food drive-thru or that greasy carbohydrate-heavy snack table starts looking like an absolute brilliant dietary strategy. And you find yourself mindlessly demolishing a massive mountain of calories that you would easily laugh at if you were completely sober and rational. And you wake up the next morning not only dealing with a foggy brain, but realizing you stuffed a weekend's worth of energy into a single midnight window. And your willpower didn't magically fail you just out of nowhere. You voluntarily turned off your internal security system with a few pints of liquid sabotage. And I'm absolutely not telling you that you must live like a miserable hermit and never touch a glass of wine with your closest friends again. But you must stop lying to yourself about the true metabolic cost of these casual weekend habits when you are tracking your fitness journey. It's not stopping your metabolism for days. We're talking about a couple of hours. But of course the eating habits come in it as well. And I'm not drinking alcohol myself. We just had Schützenfest. That's a 3-day event here in Germany. That's big traditions. And of course, I've been there only for 2 days. But yeah, one day I had a few beers too much. But I also had food there, but I already counted that in. And I'm already now, when I'm filming this, over that weekend already on the scales. So it's fine. But the last time I had something like, not even like that, but a little bit more than one beer, was in February. And this was end of June. It's important that you don't do this regularly. And if you choose to indulge in the social elixir, you need to budget for those empty liquid units with absolute maturity and calculated precision. I did track my beers on that weekend. And skip the heavy sugary mixes that carry stealth fat bombs. Drink a mountain of pure water between rounds and lock down your late night kitchen access. Decide exactly what your boundary is before the first drop touches your lips, because waiting until you are tipsy is a guaranteed recipe for failure. Because your body keeps an incredibly accurate, unfeeling spreadsheet of every single molecule you consume, and you cannot trick the metabolic accountant. So treat your hard-earned calorie deficit like a valuable investment portfolio that you refuse to wreck for a temporary, cheap dopamine buzz.